Hi guys, I am here with a fall makeup tutorial today. So what I'm first doing is I'm using this Derma-Fee, I believe that's what it's called. It's a toning mist, and I just sprayed that all over my face. And then I'm going to use my Shea Butter Daily Moisturizer. It is so amazing, it's so moisturizing, and it smells so good. And then I'm just going to use my eye cream that I normally use. I'm not sure what it is. And I'm just going to use patting motions under the eyes because that is a very thin area of skin, so you just want to be very careful. This is the girl who inspired this look today. I believe her name's Nadia, and so yeah, that's my inspiration for this look. And then I'm going to use the L'Oreal Moisture Blur Primer, which I absolutely love, and it just helps fill in any pores and fine lines. Then I'm just going to use my L'Oreal Pro Glow Infallible Foundation, and this is my favorite right now, and I'm just going to buff that into my skin with an angled kabuki brush. And as you can see, my face is not as tan as my body is, so that is why I am using a darker color. And then I'm just going to use my Real Techniques beauty blender, and then just buff the rest of that into the skin. And then I'm just going to use my NYX HD Concealer in 03. It has kind of like a pink tint to it, so it really helps correct the dark circles under my eyes and the veins on my eyelids. And again, going in with my Real Techniques Beauty Blender and then just buffing that into the eyes. Then I'm just going to go in with my NYX HD Concealer again, but in 02. And this is a really light, kind of yellow toned concealer, and so this just helps brighten up any areas of the face in the T-zone and under the eyes. And then I'm also just going to use my beauty blender and buff that in. And then just make sure that you really buff that in under the eyes to get rid of any creases. So right away after you do concealer, go in with a translucent powder. This one is the Airspun translucent powder, which I am absolutely loving right now. It is really good for someone who might have dry skin because I noticed with the Laura Mercier powder, it really can cake up if you do have dry under eyes or dry skin at all. So this has been a really great powder, and it's awesome for baking without making you look too white. But yeah, very finely milled, kind of has a scent to it, but I don't mind it very much. So yeah, I'm feeling myself, obviously. All right, and then I'm just going to go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Contour Kit in Light. And I just grab like a concealer brush, and I actually have started, which I can't believe I just started doing this, I started using argan oil, and I just put a drop or two into it, mix them all around, and it just helps it glide on and blend out so much better. So I'm just carving out my cheekbones and kind of curving it up a little bit. And then I'm putting a couple dots in a line, however you want to do it, on the forehead and then on the jawline as well. And one thing I started doing now is contouring my nose, which I never did before because my nose is pretty thin and pretty small, but this just, I don't know, it's an addicting thing. So I've just been doing it lately, and it does definitely make a difference. So I love doing it, and you just have to get down the right technique, I guess, and have patience when you're doing it. So then I'm just going to go back in with my angled kabuki brush and start blending out that contour. You want to be pretty light with your motions. I swipe a little bit and then pat it into the skin so I don't break up the foundation, because that can happen very easily, especially with a foundation like this that is pretty dewy. So yeah, just take your time and use a light hand, and then I go in again with my beauty blender just to make sure there aren't any harsh lines. Then I'm just going to get rid of that baking powder, the Airspun powder, and just again blend it into the skin a little bit. Then I'm just going to go in with my Tartelette in Bloom palette. I'm going to use this light shade right here and buff that all over the lid. As you can tell, I obviously broke that palette. And then I'm going to use my Morphe 350 palette. Clearly I have something in my eye. and use the lighter orange shade on the top and really, really just buff this into the eye wherever. You can bring it up pretty far, but just put that as a transition color and just buff it out. Just buff, 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 blend, 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 as Jaclyn Hill would say. So just back and forth, and this can be as messy as you want it to be. Then I'm just going to go in with a darker orange color. I clearly am missing the one right above that now. And buff that in a little bit lower, but keep that right in the crease, and you can go all over the eye with this shade. It is so pretty, and I just absolutely love these colors for fall, oranges and cranberries. So then I am using that, it's kind of like a light cranberry color, and I'm just kind of emphasizing that right in the crease there on the outer half. And then I'm also going to go in with a darker cranberry color and focus that on the outer V of the eye. And then there is a warm brown shade, kind of has a red tint to it, and I'm buffing that into the upper lash line right on the outside, and also emphasizing that again in the outer V. And I love this copper color. It's so pigmented and so pretty. So I'm just putting this in the middle / outer half of the eye. And then I'm going back, and I'm actually going to use my Morphe 35F palette and grab a couple of the gold colors on the top. There's a medium gold and then a lighter shade, and I'm just going to put those more towards the inner half of the eye, which is going to open it up a little bit more and make your eyes look a little bit more like cat eyes. I love these colors. They're so pigmented. And then just going back to that cranberry color and buffing that a little bit farther into the crease. These colors are just so perfect for fall, and they really emphasize any color eye. So then I'm just going to the lower lash line, and I'm going to take that light orange color again and put that all over the bottom lash line. And then I'm going to use the darker orange color and then that brown right there and kind of concentrate that on the outer half of the lower lash line. Then I'm going in with this Maybelline gel liner, and it's in Espresso, and I'm going to focus that on the outside as well, but in the waterline. And this just makes your eyes a little bit more dramatic. And obviously I'm out of the screen, which I did not know in this, but I just took a black liner and lined the upper lash line. I'm just going in with a dark brown color and buffing that upper lash line out. And now I am taking a glitter from NYX. It's a gold glitter, and I'm just using a little bit of my duo glue to help this stick, which is a really good technique. And I'm putting a little bit of that glue right where I want that glitter to go, and then going in right away before the glue dries with that gold glitter and just pressing it on the eye. And this just really adds to the look and emphasizes the eyes and looks so cool in pictures. So then I'm just going to use my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, which smells amazing. It smells like coconuts, smells like tropical paradise. Everyone needs this. It's so beautiful, and the fact that it smells good, you just need to go buy it. So then I'm just going to go in with my Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer and just emphasize this more on the cheekbones since it is a little bit darker, and then just buff the rest of that out. And this highlighter I've been loving lately. It is from Revolution, Makeup Revolution, and it's just a gold shimmery bronzer, and obviously I'm really feeling it. And I'm just going to put this on the high points of my face, down the nose and above the lip. It's just so pretty. And then I'm going to go in with a peachy blush shade and just use a little bit of that on the cheeks. And then I'm just going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Stripped Liquid Lipstick. So you can do this look with a nude lip, you can do it with a light pink lip, and then I also just use a Milani lip color in a darker purple cranberry shade as well. So I hope you guys like this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and then subscribe below. Thank you so much.